What up, guys? I'm back with another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about soft baits. When is the perfect time to use them? What baits do I like to use, and where my confidence lies? So first of all, I want to start this video off by saying, I think the time of the glide bait has finally came to an end, and I say this because of the ABS versions of so many glide baits that are out there on the market, which allows the average person to fish a glide now. And with so many videos out there showing people how they fish their glides on live scope, I think those fish are getting conditioned to glides. Usually this time of year I go crazy with glides. If you follow me on Instagram or see my posts on Facebook or on Universe, normally summertime is my time of year for the glides. And lately I have only been catching glide fish here and there every outing, not catching them at all. And most of my bites have been coming from soft baits, and that's because I think that the average Joe is buying the ABS version of your favorite swim bait builder glide baits, and I think those fish are really getting conditioned. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I see people at the lake all the time. They have a glide tied on, ABS version of a glide that I like, and they have the lead strips wrapped around the hook. Every time I talk to them, I'm throwing a glide too, and I'm like, and I can't be mad at the builders because they looking at the welt part of it and trying to get more people on glides. But now, I feel like the whole U.S. is saturated with glides, and I think that era of swim bait fishing is sadly coming to an end. But still a little hope out there with the soft baits, and I'm gonna tell you how I fish them, when I like to fish them, and the conditions. There are other people who are more successful with soft baits than me. I have not caught a double digit on one yet. The beginning of the year, I think I lost a double digit. Came off at the boat. Probably the biggest bass I ever had on a soft bait. And this year I have caught some high sevens. I caught an 8-pounder. Well, I caught 2 8s on soft baits at the beginning of the year. Not bed fishing, just regular fishing. I think I have a video when I went out and caught one. It was probably a couple days after my dad passed, and I was just going to go fish. So I'm gonna show y'all the baits that I use. Starting off first, the 3/16 top hook. This bait has caught so many fish in the springtime for me, and it's all, I'm not sure if because of the tail movement or what it is, but this bait gets bit, especially around the spring, when the paths are just coming back, and you find some isolated paths, or you find paths that's scattered with gaps in between them. And normally I'll fish it like I'll fish a chatterbait. I get it down on them pads, and I kind of downsize the hooks because the hooks that come with them are very, very bulky, beefy, and they will get snagged on those pads. So I kind of downsize the hooks. I think these are size 2 mustard or VMC. They are super sharp, and I plant those hooks right here, so that way when I plant it, it kind of stay away from getting snagged, because as you can see, the size of the body and the hook kind of, the body is wider than the hook, so which stops it from getting snagged a lot. So yeah, this bait here is very, very, in my opinion, seasonal. It might work all year round for some people, but I fish it in the spring, pre-spawn, post-spawn, before the summertime, before it warms up and get a lot crazy. So this is my first option whenever the fish start moving up out of the deep, back in the shallow. So, alright. But on the shad spawn, I went pretty crazy with these two, and I'm gonna tell you the difference in between them. So as my water begins to warm up and clears up, a kind of transition with the colors. So early spring, I can get away with this. Working class 0, citizen 6, white. That's my eyeball right here. Let me put that back on there. Boom. Working class 0, citizen 6, cokehead. And I got a bunch of fish on this. Bunch. Did so good I had to buy like a bunch of more for a little bit more than retail, but I bought a bunch more cokeheads. And when the shad was spawning, I was using the silver, which was the bait that I lost my potential double digit on. That I think that was the biggest bass I've ever seen, but I think it was way over 8. But I fished it with this, I call it it's just a flashy swimmer, I guess you can call it, but it's not really. I take a barrel swivel and just your Bass Pro willow leaf, and I put it on the hook before I thread it into the bait, and it gives it a good dump. And it kind of mimics a school or a couple shad swimming together. During the shad swine, they all kind of want to swim on the side of the bait, make love to it and all that. But dude, like, these been a ticket. But I still fish these baits throughout the year. But that changes as I fish it, because guess what? Shad ain't spawning no more. And they have probably seen enough chatterbaits to know that, hey, that flash is not where it's at. And in the midsummer months like we are now, like, I kind of do away with them willow leaves, and I fish it without the willow leaf, mostly on the bottom. That's when I change the hook. I think there's an 8-aught. Yeah, there's an 8-aught beast hook with a 1/2 ounce weight or 3/4 ounce. Either way it go, this bait stays on the bottom and it makes good bottom contact. And later, after this video, after I talk about what baits I like to use, I'm gonna put some clips in and you can see, like, lost another decent sized fish, fishing this bait on the bottom, just slowly retrieving it, and you can see how big that hook is. Like, I mean, that weight is, it's pretty big. But yeah, on the bottom, just, and those bites was coming in the middle of the day. Like, it's fucking scorching, like 95 degrees, heat index probably 100, and I'm getting hammered. You can see the teeth marks on there, and they hammering this bait, and I was swapping back and forth between that and this guy here. Normally when I go out there, I have like a lot of baits tied on. As you can see, this guy was getting this and brutally beat. I came home and fixed it, but that's the 7.5 battle shad. You can see I got teeth marks all over it. I repaired it. If you need any questions on what I use to repair them, just note it in the comments and I'll drop a video on what I use to repair them. Now, yeah, I want to go today, but I'm going to wait it out till, hopefully I can go Wednesday before I go on vacation. But this guy was getting hammered. Just recently bought a backup of this color, and dude, like, it was getting hammered, and I was going back and forth between these two. I would literally miss a fish on this one, which I know is probably a lot smaller, so I would throw that one there right behind it, and you can see the teeth marks, and it was getting chewed. Like, they both were getting chewed, but I don't know if the fish wasn't mouthing it right, but every time I go to set the hook, they would come back. But yeah, it just showed me, like, I was doing the right thing, fishing in the right area. I was looking at my water temperatures, and yeah, just going for what I know, just putting shit together. And this is another season bait and water clarity bait. And I normally fish this. Lately, I've been fishing this in the hot months when I see the fish up shallow. And I got this wired up as a low float. As you can see, it has the treble hooks at the bottom, pinned in. Kind of use I use a torch and weld everything in there. That way, keeps it nice and hidden. if you want to say. And normally I fish this bait when the water clarity is real clear. It gives those fish the opportunity to look up, see that bait. And like I say, this is a warmer month when you want to fish something slow, and because those fish are lethargic, and you just want to fish something slow that you can reel it in, and it might blow out on the side, but that's cool because you're trying to entice those fish to come up and investigate what's going on up there. Like they down there looking like, what is that? Like, what the fuck is it doing? Like, let me go inspect it. And dude, like I caught a couple fish doing that, and it's fun to catch them on that because the bite is so subtle. You would think it'd be more vicious. Like they just suck it down. Like it's a fun bite. And the way I figured this out, me and a buddy was on the phone talking, and he was talking about conventional stuff. He was like, yeah, in the summertime, I just don't fish hard baits. I don't fish nothing that gives off a lot of movement because those fish are real lethargic. I like to throw a wacky rig or something like ultra finesse. And I was throwing a glide, and I'm bringing it back in. I look underneath that glide. It's literally 3 fish underneath that glide. So I say, what? I'm not gonna make another cast. I got back out of there and I went back to the front, fished around 30 minutes, came back, tied this bad boy on, and I got down and I, just like how Mike Gilbert did, I sent that bait flying and I slowly brought it back. I'm gonna put some clips in at the end. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably seen it, I don't know. But I'm gonna put the clips in at the end. And they was, sure enough, it slurped it down just like I was slowly fishing on top of the water. Gave it a little pop here and there, get a little tail, little, you know, just to make it seem like it was an injured bait fish. And they were eating it. So that plan worked. But these are the soft baits I like to fish right now. Will that change? And it's a possibility I might be doing my own thing with getting into the soft bait game. I'm quite confident that I can make it do what it do. So we'll see how that play out. But yeah, these are the soft baits I like to fish throughout the summer. Ooh. 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 Oh, God damn it. Fuck. Got it. Yeah. Oh, you gotta see the video, like the fucking video is super legit.
Ah.